This episode of the Esoteric Order of Roleplayers is brought to you by the generosity of our backers on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/esotericrp to find out how you can become a backer too. We create and broadcast these episodes live on native lands. We acknowledge these are unceded lands, with diverse communities maintaining connections to these places, and recognize their ancestors, their elders, both past and present, and future generations. Learn more by visiting the Native American Rights Fund website at narf.org. The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers present Ruins of the Lost Realm, a campaign for the One Ring role-playing game, with David Larkins as the Lore Master. Right, and hopefully this background music isn't going to blast your ears out. Let me know if it's too loud.
Not yet.
Yeah, and it comes in real quiet, so
Builds.
it builds. The atmosphere builds. This is a 3-hour track, so hopefully we're covered.
By the end, you can't hear anything at all. It's so loud.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. You're gonna have to speak up.
You can turn it down a smidge.
A smidge, I thought so. Good old Zoom with its shared sounds. How's that?
That seems good.
Okay, yeah, because it is probably going to build from there. So. Okay, so welcome everybody to session 0 of our One Ring campania. So today we'll be making characters. You'll be creating your fellowship, your company, as it were, and we'll talk about what everybody wants out of this experience. If anything, maybe you're just along for the ride, that's fine too. But let me give a little bit of background on the game and the setting, and then we can go around and do introductions since we've got some new players here, and then we'll get into it. So yeah, so we're running the One Ring 2nd edition. I am brand new to the game myself, so I will no doubt make some mistakes. We have a co-lore master here, John, so I'm sure he'll be able to help out there as well. But the whole idea of the One Ring is that it is set in the time period between The Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring. And so if you've read The Hobbit, you kind of know how that turns out. Smaug was defeated. Lonely Mountain once again belongs to the dwarves. The Men of Dale are rebuilding, and the shadow is looming larger in Mirkwood and elsewhere. The sort of core setting, which I will be using because I'm for once not going to make my life more complicated, is Eriador, which is the lands to the north, wherein we find the Shire, and Bree, and the Grey Havens, and all those other lovely locations that we know from the books. One thing that's really cool about the game is that if you've read the books, if you watched the movies, there's going to be like a lot of like familiar names coming up, which is very cool. A lot of like, hey, I know who that is moments, which is nice. I'm not a huge Tolkien nerd. I've never read the Silmarillion or any of his like letters or any of that kind of stuff. I've read The Hobbit. I've read Lord of the Rings a few times in my day. But yeah, I'll be no doubt relying on some of the material in the game, as well as the, Middle Earthopedia or whatever it's called. I'm sure there's a wiki out there somewhere. Yeah, so we're just gonna kind of see where this goes. I'm gonna let you guys sort of guide your goals and interests as much as you would like to do. I have some scenarios I can throw at you. Fun thing about the game is one of its creators is on record as being a huge Pendragon fan, and I can definitely see Pendragon's DNA all throughout the game, which is a lot of fun. So if you're familiar with Pendragon, there may be some moments where you're like, hey, that seems awfully familiar. But the dice mechanic is totally different, and we will touch on that today, obviously, because it's good to know a few things about how the game works as you're making your character. But you don't have to worry too much about it this week. We'll learn as we go. So here with me today, as part of my company, we have Desiree. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Yes, that's me. I'm okay. How are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
And then we've got some new players. We've got John. Hello, John.
That is I.
You're the co-lore master. Marley.
Hello. I just wave like they can see me.
Yeah, exactly. and then we've got Naja. Last but not least.
Something I would do too.
Very good. Okay, so let's head on over into our Roll20 interface here. And you can click on you can go to the journal icon, which is the third from the left, and click on plus character. Open up a new character sheet for you. And then once you've opened that character with the silly randomly generated name, under the character sheet tab, you'll see it says player character, adversary, and release log. Obviously, you want to click on release log. No, I'm kidding. Click on player character. All right. So once everyone's into their character sheets, we can get going. The character creation is actually fairly straightforward, so I'm not sure how long this will take. Might be really quick. We'll see. I posted some stuff on our Discord yesterday, saying like the two main things you'll want to do is have your heroic culture in mind and a calling. Those are sort of the two variables that are going to chiefly define your character. There are 6 each, so as the book likes to point out, that creates 36 different possible combinations.
Nice.
But yeah, step 1 is to choose a heroic culture. We have the Bardings, the Dwarves of Durin's Folk, the Elves of Linden, Hobbits of the Shire, Men of Bree, and Rangers of the North. Any questions about any of those? Anything anyone wants to know that wasn't in my post from yesterday?
No. We're good.
Y'all have something in mind?
Oh.
All right. Trying to randomize what I call on first. Marley, who do you have in mind?
Oh, I'm a Hobbit all the way. I mean, I don't think there's another answer to that question.
Naja, you thought maybe it was going to be an all Hobbit party. Who are you thinking of?
I surely had us as a troop of hobbits going out to do some brave things.
You still hold the power. We could still do this.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
What are you thinking about, though?
I was thinking like a dwarven champion or like an elven messenger, because I low-key, the elves aren't my favorite part. Like, I love them, but I love to hate them.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Sure. And so I think I could be a good elven messenger, but I would also be super insufferable.
I love that. I love that idea.
Messenger was also that's such a good idea. Be a little mail carrier. I love that, dude. I love that idea.
This is the second session 0 character creation session I've run in the last week where somebody was talking about being a mail carrier. I don't know what is going on with that, but it's all right. I'm not mad about it. John, how about you? What do you think?
It's not really a competition. I am tall. I am bearded. I am a Dunedain. I am a Ranger of the North. That is just. I live in the Pacific Northwest. It is just kind of culturally who I am at this point. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Des, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to. I was on the fence because I was like, Hobbit or Dwarf, either one.
Oh, wow.
But since Marley's going Hobbit, I'm going to go Hobbit. We have to have a pair of Hobbits.
Yeah, you can't
that
do
have to like,
though.
yeah, we have to bounce off each other and kind of like have that dynamic.
Yeah.
So I think that
between the two of you, you equal one full character anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, you stand on my shoulders and we get a really big cloak.
I don't like the internalized, hate of Hobbitness. We are full Hobbits. We are fully Hobbits ourselves.
Right.
We don't have to do
They're
any.
literally called halflings.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna do a Hobbit as well. I think I would do a Hobbit. I was looking at the different ones, and probably. I don't know if you all were picking. I guess I don't know. So Marley, depending on yours, I want to just kind of like figure out where you were veering for the calling.
Yeah. I didn't say that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was leaning towards Messenger, but if Naja wanted to do Elf and Messenger, I don't want to double up, so I can easily switch that.
I can too, because I'm really loving the halfling mail carrier.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to find another.
Yeah. I was looking at Warden, and I really love the idea of this Dunedain Ranger Ward, because Wardens are very much like the loners, right? And I've got a name picked out. I've kind of got a little bit of a backstory in my head for this guy already. And I love the fact that he's mostly a loner, and then all of a sudden now it's going to be like two hobbits and a dwarf that he's like not really babysitting, but that he's stuck with. And he's like, I want to be alone. I want my private time. I want my space. And everyone is talking and everyone wants to eat. And I just don't know, like, I'm just very kind of overwhelmed. Like, why does everybody want something all of the time?
Right.
It's again, personal life that I can channel into a game is like, there are three small things around me wanting something all of the time. I can't handle it. Respectfully, of course. You're not seven-year-old twins and a 4-year-old, but still. It's
relatable.
Yeah,
very relatable vibe with this group. So yeah, I mean, I'm willing to be. I'm tossed up between Scholar and Treasure Hunter. So so like for a Hobbit to be either one of those two, I think is suitable.
Yeah.
Do you want to be like super insufferable duo, or just a happy-go-lucky?
Yes.
You're the scholar that knows everything. I'm with the scalable stories. Just going back and forth.
Yeah, I want to be I want to just full tilt into that. Just the most hobbity person. Yeah, let's do it.
Because a Hobbit scholar would be one of those ones that like knows all the family trees of the Shire and like who's second cousin once removed and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, so I have to have like my Hobbit name generator at the ready to just pull out just random names that are just like, oh well, the blah blahs and the blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I think I could probably do that. I think that'd be okay. Yeah.
All right.
So we have a messenger, a scholar, a warden, and then so Naja, what are you going to pick here?
No. Okay. I mean, Dwarven Treasure Hunter is just like too over home plate, right? Like
No. I think it's perfect.
We've got a Ranger Warden. I mean, that's pretty classic.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Dwarven Treasure Hunter.
Yeah, I think I'll go Dwarven Treasure Hunter.
Nice.
John, you need a cloak to wear while we're role playing.
I know John does need a hood.
Well, what's funny is they've changed it for good reason, but there was literally in the One Ring First Edition, there was an attribute called smoking, and you could literally sit there and have your character puff on a pipe, and it would give you bonuses to your attributes. So if you were like trying to come through like a mental problem or whatever, you would just sit there and puff on it. Obviously, that whole idea has kind of shifted away. It's not really socially acceptable anymore or whatever. It's different things, but they're like, we're not going to encourage it. But yes, like one of the main visuals is Aragorn sitting in the prancing pony, where all you see is his nose and the stem of that clay pipe coming out.
That's
and
right.
Just like, So yeah, I'm not trying to be an era copy. I'm just trying to be they are all very similar, so it's kind of a vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Excellent. All right. So, I'm just trying to print something here, but it's not printing. That's fine. Okay. So, let's see here. You have chosen your heroic culture.
Oh.
All right.
Yes.
Des.
What?
You're doing a Hobbit, you say?
Yes.
Two of you are doing Hobbits. You could do the Hobbits first. Actually, I'll just go in alphabetical order. Screw that.
Okay.
All right. So...
Dwarves first.
All right, dwarves first. All right, Naja, you got your character sheet ready. Oh, nice.
Amazing, dude! Antler tiara, horns.
Yes.
Very cool. Love it.
Nice.
Feels dormant.
Okay, so you have to. Step one is record your cultural blessing. So your cultural blessing as a dwarf of Durin's folk. We'll just review this really quick. The dwarves are an ancient and proud folk whose customs and traditions are mostly unknown to outsiders. A dwindling people, they have recently recovered some of their lost greatness, and a dwarven king reigns once again under the lonely mountain in Wilderland. Many dwarves cross into Eriador from the east on their way to their mines in the Blue Mountains. They can often be seen marching along the east-west road that runs through the Shire and ends at the Grey Havens. There you go. Dwarves generally start their life on the road in their 50s and do not usually consider retiring before their 90s. Around that time, many among them choose to dedicate themselves solely to the perfection of their crafts. In battle, most dwarves use axes and swords, but those belonging to their easternmost kin wield heavy two-handed mattocks, a weapon derived from their mining tools. All right. So your cultural blessing is that you are redoubtable.
Ooh.
Yes.
What does that mean?
What?
Redoubtable?
Redoubtable. Yes.
What does that mean?
It means, in this case, that you take half the load rating of any armor you're wearing, including helms, but not shields. You make light of burdens, especially when it comes to wearing armor. Redoubtable.
I like that. That's cool.
All right. It also notes here that dwarves are shorter than men, but their work as miners and smiths endows them with powerful arms and shoulders. Yet, they still favor shorter weapons over longer ones. Dwarven adventurers cannot use great bows, great spears, and great shields. That makes sense. Obvious. Okay. Determine your attributes. Now, you have a choice. You can pick one set from a list of 6, or you can roll for it.
Recommendations. I don't know.
Whatever you feel. What does your gut say?
I was also going to say with this group, they're always going to say roll the die. So it's like, that's never not a correct answer with this group.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, if you don't know, roll it. Yeah.
Roll it.
Yeah, all right, let's roll for it.
Okay. All right.
All
so
right,
roll a D6. Are you
like a literal one or the one in roll 20?
Either way. I mean, I don't care if you roll a literal one. That's fine.
Oh.
You know. There you go. 6. Okay. So you will fill in the following. Ratings, your strength is a 6.
Okay.
Your heart, a mere 2, sadly. And your wits are a 6.
And am I writing this in the bio and info on the character sheet?
On the character, you could jot that down if you want. I think on the character sheet, let me open up my
it's fillable, so
fake version here.
Yeah.
I wrote it down, but that's because I'm old school.
Yeah. Well, that's fine too. Whatever works. But yeah, at some point, let's see. Are we doing the TN or are we doing rating?
It should be rating. Yeah.
Rating. Okay. So yeah, just where it says rating, you would just type in the number there: 6 for strength, 2 for heart, and 6 for wits.
Okay.
Okay, then you're going to fill in the TN, which is a target number. This is equal to 20 minus the rating.
The 14?
Yep. 14 for strength and wits, 18 for heart.
Which makes the TN an 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then wits were another 6, which makes the TN. Okay.
David, does this save automatically, or do we have to go into edit, save changes?
Save automatically.
Okay.
Yeah. Should be
good call. Good question.
All right, then you've got 3 derived stats, which are in the upper right diamond of each one. So you've got endurance, hope, and parry. It's kind of an odd spread. But there you go. So your endurance for a dwarf is equal to your strength rating plus 22.
Jeez.
What?
Yeah.
So that's like a 28 if I do
28.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Your hope is your heart rating plus 8.
Right.
And your parry is your wits plus 10.
Huh.
Yeah.
I said that like I know what any of this is going to look like.
Don't worry, I'm barely comprehending it myself, because all we have to do is fill in the numbers, and then next week we can figure out
what it means.
What the hell this all means.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
obviously,
just
higher
for,
is better.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Basically, for just a quick kind of high-level overview, endurance is going to function both as your hit points and as your carry load. So as you essentially get injured more, you'll be able to carry less, is kind of the way it works.
Makes sense.
The hope is going to be a pool of points that you can spend to stop bad things from happening or do other cool things. And parry is going to help you in combat.
Cool.
Thanks.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to fill in your skills. So in this case, you're just going to tick the boxes as appropriate.
Okay.
Under skills there. So your awe skill gets 2.
Okay.
Athletics is 1.
What? Okay.
Song is 1. Because those dwarves love to sing. Okay. Craft is 2. Travel is 3. Not bad. Courtesy is 1. Battle is 1. Scan is 3. Explore is 2. And riddle is also 2. Oh. And lore is 1. And then down under combat in the lower left, you're going to put 2 in your choice, either axes or swords.
So I could do like 1 axe, 1 sword, or 2.
It has to be 2 in one of them. So it's either axes or swords.
Gotta go axe.
Yeah.
Classic.
But you can also put 1 dot in one of those other 3.
Nah, we'll go axe.
Oh, no, but you get the 1 dot for free. So
Yeah.
throw it in there somewhere. Could be bows if you want. Whatever.
Okay.
All right. Choose 2 distinctive features from among those listed. I'll drop them in the Discord here. We've got cunning, fierce, lordly, proud, secretive, stern, wary, and willful.
Oh, willful's misspelled.
It sure is. Well, that might be the European spelling, actually.
Oh.
They use like the UK spellings for everything. Armor has a U in it, etc.
Did that go in details, that list?
That went in session only chat.
That's in session chat.
Also, the favored skill. Is that brought up?
Favored skill. Oh, yeah. Thank you for... yeah. Let's see here. Choose 1 skill among the 2 underlined and marked as favored. Right. All right.
So you pick how many
Circle
distinctive
back to that.
features?
2.
2. Oh.
I'm gonna go proud and willful.
We get different
Nice.
ones, Des.
I know. I'm just getting excited.
Of course you do. Of course you do. All right. And distinctive features is up under general there.
I love it because
Upper
those are all the
left.
dwarven. Yeah, those are all the dwarven qualities, really. So cool. Fun. I know we're gonna get different ones. I can't imagine a proud hobbit, really.
All right.
Forgetting the proud feet.
Oh, never mind.
The proud foots. Proud feet.
Sorry, where am I putting the attributes here?
The distinctive features. If you go upper left, you'll see distinctive features down there, near the bottom of those blank lines. Dist features, as it says.
Ah, yes. Sorry, there it is. Okay.
And as long as you're up there, the living standard is prosperous.
Oh.
Yeah. This is a fantasy game. And yes, as Marley reminded me, you get one skill out of 2 to make favored with a U, of course. And that is either craft or travel. Which would you prefer to be favored?
Craft.
Okay. I'm not sure if there's a way to mark it on here. Oh, wait. Is there a little button? Do I see a little button?
I think it's the left square.
Yeah.
Next to the die.
I just cleared the dots. Okay. Oh, the left. So the check marks for favoredness?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
And then the red diamonds are for how many points you have in it.
Yeah, the points in it. Okay, cool. All right. And Naja, that is it for the basic character creation. Yeah. So I took a screenshot of dwarf names that they have in the book. I'll post that in session only chat as well, and you can cogitate over your character's name and age and other things of that nature. But we'll fill in some more as we get to calling. But that's it for your cultural stuff. So we will move along as you contemplate your name to the hobbits of the Shire. So, as it says here, hobbits are small and merry folk possessing a love for time-honored traditions and respectable ways, and a strong dislike for anything out of the ordinary. If hobbits had their way, the days would go by in an unchanging world, as they have since anyone can remember, at least in their land, the Shire. But I love that they're like, oh, everything's great, and it's like, meanwhile, the Rangers are like fucking shedding their blood and giving their lives to like keep things exactly as they are. The hobbits are just like, that's just how things naturally are, of course. But since the return of Mr. Bilbo Baggins from his adventure with a group of dwarves and a traveling wizard, something has changed. Stories about remote lands, dark woods, giants, elves, and forgotten halls beneath the earth have started to circulate among hobbits of a more adventurous sort. And with every year, another one or two discreetly disappear to go and have adventures. So it says hobbits do not abandon their comfortable lives easily, but when they do, they usually wait for their coming of age at 33. A particularly reckless fellow might feel the call to adventure when in their tweens, as hobbits call their 20s. When pushed to resort to weapons, hobbits choose short swords and hunting bows, which they can shoot with uncanny precision. All right, cool. So, my good hobbits, you have your character sheets in front of you. Your cultural blessing is Hobbit sense. Hobbits have learned their place in the world a long time ago, and they display robust capacity for insight that many folks mistake for lack of courage. No visions or wild fantasies can tempt them, as they do not seek power or control over others. So, your wisdom rolls are favored, and you gain 1d on all shadow tests made to resist the effects of greed.
Nice. Okay.
Right. Now, due to your reduced size as halflings, as it says here, hobbits cannot use larger weapons effectively.
Right.
The weapons available to hobbits are, and it gives a list: axe, bow, club, cudgel, dagger, short sword, short spear, and spear. So basically, just use your common sense. Anything that's hobbit-sized, you can use. Anything that's bigger than hobbit size, you can't use.
Okay.
Your standard of living is common.
All right.
Theirs is an isolated island in the middle of a desolate region, and trading is an uncommon occurrence. Oh well. All right, we rolling? Are we rolling for the attributes here?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Hell yeah.
All right.
All right.
D6?
5.
All right. Your strength is a 4.
4.
Mm-hmm. Which, as we know now, would make your target number a 16.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your heart is a 5. TN 15. Okay. And your wits is also a 5. A nice, well-rounded character there.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Marley. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Perfect. That fits perfectly.
Yes. Strength 3, heart 7, wits 4. All right.
Wait, so just to reiterate, mine was...
Yes.
Wits was 5 and 15, right?
Wits was 5 and 15. You got it.
Okay.
Okay. Your derived stats. Your endurance is your strength plus 18.
Okay.
Your hope is your heart plus 10. And your wits is your parry plus 12.
Okay, got it. So my endurance is 22, hope is 15, and parry is 17.
Nice.
I have less endurance than dwarves start with.
Like the absolute dwarven minimum. And you're
the minimum they have is what? Like the lowest they can have is well into the 20s, but it's plus 22. I have 21 endurance.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
But I have 17 hope.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, skills are as follows. You get a 2 in awareness.
Mm-hmm.
You get a 2 in song. A 1 in craft. Griefed.
Nope.
A 2 in insight.
2 in insight. Okay.
A 1 in healing. A 2 in courtoisie.
Okay. These diamonds are very annoying, I'm just going to say.
Well, they are forever.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
You get a 2 in persuade.
Okay. Let's see. Got it?
A 3 in stealth, of course.
Yeah.
And a 3 in riddle. No surprise there. Combat proficiencies, your choice. 2 dots in bows or swords. What's it gonna be?
Bows or swords?
Bows or swords, 2 dots.
Just from a slightly metagamey perspective, I would say that it would not hurt to have us be a little bit balanced. So the way combat is going to work in this system is depending on the number of opponents that we are facing. We are a fellowship of 4. So if we are facing more than 4 opponents, none of us will be able to use our long-range weapons, our bows, because it is a much more cinematic combat system. So the assumption is you can't sit there and plink away with your bow if someone can run around all your buddies and come get them. So I am anticipating my character and probably the dwarf being at least 2 of the frontline tanky types.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that it is going to be all the time that you can use whatever your preferred weapon is. Just as a warning when you are creating things.
Yes.
Okay.
Good advice. And you do, of course, get the second dot to put anywhere you want. So, just because you don't put 2 dots in bows doesn't mean you can't put a dot in it instead.
Okay. So I guess I'll go with the sword.
Okay. Something about a hobbit with a short sword is just very
it's very cute.
Yeah, it is. It's kawaii.
I did go with 2 in bow, so that we have, I guess, 1 little rangedy person.
Yeah,
sure.
And my second one will be sword, because it's just
also as a messenger, I could see like being proficient at bows would be helpful, to kind of keep things at bay, while you're doing the rounds, delivering mail,
putting note on an arrow and shooting it into a door.
I ride past on my pony and just let fly.
Now, John, does bows cover like any range? Like, does it cover if you want to chuck a stone or whatever?
It's slingshots. It's just ranged weapons in general. Yeah. So what you're going to notice is a lot of these are very broad in terms of how they're used, because they didn't want to overload you with a bunch of skills. For example, like riddle covers both like riddling, like the riddle game, but also the kind of social art of I want to get information from you in conversation, but I don't want to give away a bunch about myself.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Funny enough, there's actually a little aside about throwing rocks. They specifically talking about it.
Yeah.
If you don't have proficiency, like apparently hobbits can get proficiency in throwing rocks with like a little special ability they get. But if you don't, you like have the result. But hobbits can hit people with rocks so well that it's treated like a normal weapon.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so good.
And then the dot in your other weapon, combat proficiency. That's
okay.
Terminology there.
Mhm.
And then your favored skills, you choose one between courtesy or stealth.
Courtesy might be helpful.
Yeah,
Again,
did we get a dot in courtesy?
You got 2 dots in courtesy.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. Okay, I think,
So,
that's what I was dealing with. So.
That's one of the other major fun kind of subsystems of this is courtesy is for, because when you meet very important people, it's a whole thing. It's not just, hi,
Yeah.
I'm somebody. It's like a whole thing of like, you have to roll courtesy and it's a whole like process. And if you have bad courtesy, they don't like you and that's bad. You have a certain
like
number,
Pendragon.
right? You have a certain amount of rounds essentially to turn someone's attitude towards you to friendly, and you really you lose a bunch of rounds if you don't have good courtesy. So having someone who's very much not quite the face in the classic sense, but someone who can talk and be good at talking would be very helpful, because my character's not going to want to say crap to anybody. He's going to stand there being very broody, and you do not want him being the face.
No. All right.
He'll get us kicked out of everywhere.
Courtesy is one of the things that messengers get too, thankfully.
Oh,
to
okay.
be able to talk to people.
Yeah, I would say so. So I guess I'll pick stealth then.
Okay.
Sneaking around.
I also chose stealth.
Oh, you did? Oh, well then.
Yeah, because messengers get courtesy already.
Oh, they do. Oh, they just. Oh.
Right.
Well, then what do scholars get then?
Scholars.
I have to go look. Check that out. That's not it. That is it. That is
Craft, lore, or riddle. You get to choose one of those 3 as your favored.
Oh, okay.
2. I'm sorry, 2 of those 3 as your favorite.
Oh, so craft, lore, or riddle?
Yeah, but sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
No, that's okay.
No, it's good to know. It's good information.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about
Help you
that.
with your decision making.
And treasure hunter for dwarf, you're going to get explore, scan, or stealth.
Explore,
sense.
scan, or stealth. All right. Yeah, I guess I will pick. I'm going to pick stealth.
Okay. All right. And then your distinctive features. They're in the Discord.
Okay.
Eager, fair-spoken, faithful, honorable, inquisitive, keen-eyed, merry, and rustic.
Rustic.
Choose 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
How backwoods hobbit are you?
Right. How impenetrable is your Shire accent to us?
Oh, man.
Are you from the West Country, or are you from somewhere?
Exactly.
That wasn't even a West Country accent. I apologize to anyone in the UK.
All right. Marley, what are you thinking? Looking at these.
I think I was looking at honorable and merry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pick fair spoken and keen eyed.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Right. And for hobbits, of course, you get your name, but you also get a family name. So once again in the Discord, cast your eyes upon yonder list and contemplate.
Should we be related? I mean, we're probably all related. Ultimately,
Well,
you can't
yeah,
help
on
it.
some level.
But
that would be interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
It'd be like,
I'm open to it if you want to do that. Okay.
Either be like direct siblings or be like cousins that go off.
Yeah.
Cousins would be pretty classic for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. If you find a last name you really like, I jotted down Smallborough, but I am totally okay with being any of them.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah, they don't have to be the same family name. You could be cousins on your mother's side or whatever.
That's true.
Yeah, that's also true.
And you could also do the classic, like, hyphenated, like, one of you is a Baggins, the other one's a Sackville Baggins, or what, one of you
Yeah,
is
that might be
Marlborough, the
fun.
other
I
one's
like that. I like that idea too, to have the hyphenated name.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Meliot, I love maggot. I'm sorry. I just like maggot. So mine
Yeah.
could be the hyphenated. Mine could be the hyphenated like maggot. What was it? Small burrows?
Small burrow. That's the one.
Small burrow. Okay, yeah. So maggot, small burrow.
But
yeah.
I could change it to grub because then we could be
I know,
maggot
right?
grub. And
Yeah.
that's just too good.
I love that. That is so good. Yeah. So is it grub maggot or maggot grub?
Your choice.
Which one? I'll go with maggot grub. I think that
Okay.
I think
Come
that
on.
feels
Yeah, you got it.
Related to the infamous farmer maggot.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone talks about how amazing that Frodo was, but he ruined a whole year's worth of potatoes that year. No one talks about that, do they?
So mine's Melliot maggot grub.
I'm gonna be Finimbrus grub, but I go by Finn.
Nice.
Have a nice Merryweather goes by Merry, and Finimbrus goes by Finn.
Yeah, goes by Finn. Love it. Finn grub. All right. And all right, so then on to Ranges of the North. For the record, I know John's already got it all figured out, but we'll just go through it here. The Rangers of the North are a secret people, severely diminished in number with the passing of 1,000 years. They wander in disguise among the ruins of what was once their kingdom of Arnor, tirelessly patrolling its many paths and roads. While the years have lengthened, the task of the Rangers has always been the same, to keep the folk of Eriador free from care and fear. They labor secretly, keeping to themselves, and rarely giving their names to travelers when they save, or travelers they save, or to the folk whose farms they guard at night when evil things come out from dark places. Rangers take to the wild around the age of 20, but may begin to go on adventures even at a younger age. They retain the strength of body and will longer than most men, but usually cease to travel far from Eriador when they reach their 50s. When in the wild, they wear comfortable but weather-beaten garments favoring high leather boots and heavy cloaks of dark gray or green cloth with ample hoods that can be cast over a worn helm. All right. And of course, your cultural blessing is kings of men. Some say that the lordship of the folk of Arnor is a thing of the past, yet the Rangers of the North have inherited the sinews of those men who wrested the ring from the burning hand of Sauron. Add 1 point to one attribute of your choice. OP. All right. And the Rangers are devoted to fighting Sauron and his minions by an ancient tradition of war and strife. This obligation makes it harder for them to put their spirit at ease, even when enjoying a respite from adventuring. During the fellowship phase, not Yule, you recover a maximum number of hope points equal to half your heart score.
Yes, my ranger has no chill is essentially what that means.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even when we're all sitting and there's a nice cozy fire and everyone's having a nice full meal and the hobbits are super enjoying it, he's just staring out the window going, "There's the shadow out there. He should be out there killing something."
I do like that you get a respite at Yule, though. That's nice. That's nice.
Yes. Yule counts. He's like, "All right, I'll take Christmas off. That's fine. That's fine."
Yeah, exactly. Everyone else does.
Yeah.
All right, and your standard living is frugal. So let's get that D6 roll for those attributes.
All right, let's do this.
Unless you have one chosen. I mean, you can pick a spread. That's fine, too.
No.
Rolling it up.
Okay.
Remember how to do it in the roll 20.
Yes. There goes. A 2. Strength 7. Heart 4. Wits 3. Where's that +1 going to go?
4 and 3. Oh, where should that +1 go? That +1 is going to go to strength.
Heck yeah.
Make it an 8 strength. So it's going to be a 12.
All right. Endurance. Strength +20. Hope is heart +6. Harry is wits +14.
+13. So I think I have that done. Okay, remind me, sorry, what the hope one once again. I was typing other things.
Hope was heart +6.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have much hope. I am emo.
Yes.
Apparently. Go for emo.
That's why you brought along 2 very cheery little halflings with you.
That's right.
We're gonna have to
keep
figure
you
out how this
going.
works.
Remind you what you're fighting for. All right. Skills. I'll just read them out. I know you're copying them over as I speak. Awe is 1, athletics is 2, awareness is 2, hunting is 2, travel is 2, healing is 2, battle is 2,
Wow.
stealth is 2, scan is 1, explore 2, lore 2.
Lore 2, riddle 1.
0 riddle, sadly.
Oh, 0 riddle. Explore was 2. Sorry.
Explore was 2. Yep, you got it.
Explore was 2. Okay. And there are none in stealth or persuade, correct?
Stealth you get 2, persuade 0.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. I think I'm good to go.
Okay. Favored skills are hunting or lore.
We'll go hunting.
Okay. 2 points in spears or swords.
Swords.
In combat.
Okay.
Your choice and distinctive features are bold, honorable, secretive, stern, subtle, swift, tall, and true-hearted.
I am going to go with stern and tall.
It looks like you got a name already.
I do.
Okay.
Rangers of the North are generally given Sindarin names. The royalty line has the AR, which is why you have Aragorn named Aragorn, because he is descended from the kings. So this is going to be Heleth, and Heleth is Sindarin for tall spear. So he was probably already super tall as a kid, and they're like, he's going to be a whipcracker one day, and so he's just tall and kind of lanky. That's one of his distinctive features, is he's quite tall.
Nice. Okay, so now we've got your callings. Leaving home and setting off on the road is a courageous choice, often considered reckless by a hero's family and folk. Adventurers leave behind all they know and love, so what is it that motivates and pushes them towards danger and the unknown? Whatever it motivates the characters, player heroes, it must be something that for them is worth the risk of crossing swords with the curved blades of orcs. This is represented by your calling. All right, so this provides you with a starting drive and is not meant to represent a profession or trade, but the sum of the ambitions and aspirations that eventually set them on the road. All right, Naja, we'll circle back around to you. So, you are a treasure hunter. Very good. All right. So, you choose 2 more favored skills from this list of 3. Explore, scan, and stealth. And you are muted.
Muted.
There you go.
Explore.
Yes.
And I already have scan, so maybe I'll do stealth.
Stealth, good. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. And additional distinctive feature, burglary. This venerable talent includes pickpocketing, lockpicking, and in general any shadowy way to get hold of the possessions of others or access protected areas. All right. Oh, and the blurb for Treasure Hunter. The world has seen the passing of the glory of many dwarven kings and elven lords, and their heritage is now buried in orc-infested dungeons. Hordes of stolen gold and jewels, guarded by fell beasts, beckon all who dare to find them. You seek to recover what is lost, even when it means braving unspeakable dangers. Nice. All right. And your shadow path. So this is suggests the individual fate a calling typically leads to if they fail to resist the shadow's influence. So your shadow path is dragon sickness. Adventurers who find themselves on the road to seek lost riches run the risk of catching the age-old disease capable of turning a pile of enchanted gold into bitter ashes. As the shadow tightens its grip on their hearts, the world shrinks around them and their closely guarded possessions.
Where can we put that on the character sheet?
That's a great question. Is there a notes section?
I didn't know if it was weakness or flaws.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Why do we need a weakness and a flaw?
That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
what
about.
the hell, man? Getting called
I
out.
thought we're supposed to be heroes.
I
Yeah.
know.
Everyone knows all heroes have no weaknesses or flaws.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's what
Yeah.
makes them heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think flaws are something you actually buy. So put it under weakness since that's right under calling. Just jot that
So
down.
the dragon sickness for
Dragon
dwarves.
sickness. That's it. Sick. All right. And that's it. That's all for the calling. So Des, let's do the scholar. For you, knowledge makes the wild world a less threatening place. Yellowed maps and lost books replace a fear of the unknown with curiosity and wonder. Songs composed in ages past strengthen the weariest of hearts. A love of learning guides your every step and illuminates the way for you and those who listen to your advice.
Cool.
So, favored skills. Choose two skills. Yeah, sorry, I'm having a stroke. Choose two skills among craft, lore, and riddle. Mark them as favored.
Choose two.
Choose two. Craft,
All
lore,
right.
and
So
riddle.
can I add a dot to like my ones I've already have, or because I have lore, riddle, and
you get previous experience in the next step. Yes.
So lore, riddle, and what was the other one? Sorry, stealth.
Craft.
Yeah, I have a dot in all of those, so I'll just put a dot in lore.
This just makes them
It's
favored.
not dots. You're just checking. You're checking the box.
I am checking them. Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Now I think you made stealth favored. I hope you checked that.
I sure did.
Okay, great. So you can now check craft, lore, or riddle.
So I'm gonna do riddle.
Okay. All right. And then
no pressure.
I know, right? Get a book of riddle, start memorizing it.
I know.
All right. Additional distinctive feature, rhymes of lore. All right. Rhymes of lore are short verses created by many cultures to help them remember significant facts from ancient history, which might otherwise be lost. Scholars of Middle-earth credit much of their ancient knowledge to such rhymes.
Great.
Yep. Okay. And that's an additional distinctive feature. And then your shadow path is lure of secrets. Inquisitiveness and curiosity are desirable virtues in an individual, but knowledge can be put to malicious use, and learned individuals can look down on others as ignorant fools. Secrets are dangerous, as the very desire of uncovering them may corrupt the heart.
Nice.
Okay, and then Marley, you're doing a messenger.
Yes.
The wise hold that evil days lie ahead, and that to keep hope, all who fight the enemy must be as one. Yet many miles and centuries of isolation separate the free peoples, and estrangement breeds mistrust. You have decided it is your duty to travel to distant lands, carrying tidings and warnings, and warning people of the coming danger. Choose two skills from among courtesy, song, and travel.
Okay. Going with courtesy and travel.
Nice. Additional distinctive feature, folklore. You possess some knowledge of the many traditional customs, beliefs, and stories of the various communities that compose the free peoples. Likely the result of your wanderings, this information may help you when dealing with strangers, allowing you to come up with some useful facts regarding their folk or a smattering of the appropriate language.
Cool.
I like the idea that he got a lot of this stuff just reading early on in life because he wasn't allowed to travel.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's just a bunch of books.
Yeah.
You're just well read. You're borrowing off of your cousins. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, try this one.
All right.
Ooh,
yeah, I could see a loop where it's like, hold on, Meliot inspired Finn with all of his, like books and stuff, and now Finn's the one who's like, all right, well, let's go out and see the world. And Meliot's like, oh, right, sure.
You can't just read about it all the time. You have to go see it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
No,
really want to
Meliot's-
taste.
Yeah, Meliot's a feminine name, so.
Oh, okay.
A little
Gotcha.
feminine hobbit.
Gotcha. A lady hobbit.
Yes.
All right. Your shadow path as a messenger is wandering madness.
Oh.
Traveling afar might be the duty chosen by a messenger, but it carries the risk of never finding a place to fight for. The road goes ever on and on, it's true. But whither then? Whither, I ask
Whither
you.
then?
Whither
then?
All right. And lastly, we have Warden. In this age of the world, when shadows grow deeper with every passing year, you have sworn to defend all who cannot defend themselves. Often your choice forces you to forsake civilized areas to better guard their inhabitants from what lurks right outside their fences. This has made you a stranger in the eyes of the common folk, a threatening figure like those you are protecting them from. Your favorite skills to choose two from are awareness, healing, and insight.
Gonna go with insight and healing.
Okay. Your additional distinctive... Oh, yes, go ahead.
No, I was just, stream of consciousness thought. I can totally see these two hobbits being like, okay, no, we actually have to go out and adventure. And they're like 3 hours outside of Bree, and they find a spider nest or something, and they're freaking out. And then, of course, Haleth has to show up and kill the spiders and be like, okay, look, you're not okay. Like, okay, do you have like stuff to do you have stuff to travel with? And he's probably like, okay, I've helped you. I'm gonna go now. And you're like, you're cool.
Yeah.
We want to hang out with you. And now he's got it.
In every adventure book, someone comes and rescues you. That's what happens.
Exactly.
What happens.
It does. I know exactly. This is exactly what we've read about.
All right. Your additional distinctive feature is shadow lore. You have recognized that there is a hidden thread unifying most of what is malicious, dark, and terrible in Middle-earth, and that thread is thickening year after year. A quality shared by the wise of the land, the truth behind this knowledge is becoming clearer as time passes. And your shadow path is path of despair. Self-doubt is often the way that the shadow chooses to reach the heart of those who oppose it. For they know that the enemy is strong and terrible, and that those they protect are too naive or weak to fend for themselves.
Hey.
Every day they ask themselves, will my strength be enough to prevail? Or will I drag down the innocent in defeat?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, we're there to bolster your spirits, really.
Yeah, you need someone to protect.
Yeah, you need someone to tell you songs, sing a little song to you every day, little ditty.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. Great. So now we've got previous experience. You have 10 points to spend on raising skills and combat proficiencies. The cost of raising each ability is shown in the two tables I'm about to post to Discord.
Okay.
The first table gives the cost for skill levels, while the second shows cost for combat proficiency levels. So there you go. So to give yourself a dot in a skill that you don't have costs 1 point or 2 points if it's a combat proficiency. And then each level up from that costs that additional amount. So if you wanted to go from 0 to 3, let's say, you'd spend 1 point to get it to 1, then 2 points, then 3 points. So that's 6 points total.
Right.
So spend away.
Yeah.
Am I reading this right? So say in combat, if I wanted to give myself 3 points or 3 dots, it would actually be 12.
Let's see.
From 0 to 1 is 2. To go from 2 to 4. Okay.
Yeah, it would be 12 to go all the way up to 3. Yeah.
Just checking.
Which is, of course, beyond your capabilities at the moment.
All right, I'm done.
Okie.
No rush.
Mm-hmm.
I am also.
As am I.
Right, done.
Alrighty. Okie doke. So next is your starting gear. All heroes start their adventuring career fully equipped with all the personal items and gear they consider best suited to a life on the road. In the game, such possessions are represented by your war gear, traveling gear, and useful items. So, a war gear. Here comes a couple charts. Tables, whatever. Of weapons, armor, and shields. You get to choose one weapon for each combat proficiency in which you have a rating, and your preferred selection of armor, helms, or shields. And, of course, keep in mind your limitations due to stature.
Right. I was looking at that and I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You want to pay attention to the load number there.
Oh, okay.
Selecting, as it says here, selecting the right amount of things to carry is the first test of a hero's mettle, and a light pack on a traveler's back is an indication of their experience in the trade. Load is monitored only as far as war gear and treasure is concerned. All heroes are considered to carry, without discomfort, a reasonable amount of personal items and gear for life on the road. You may carry a total load up to the character's maximum endurance. Since the endurance score determines when a hero starts getting tired, it is generally much wiser to keep that total much lower than the maximum allowed. So in other words, you don't want to max out your load, because as soon as you start losing endurance, you're going to be overloaded.
I have to step away for 1 second. I apologize.
All right.
Sure, yeah.
No worries.
And what's our load? Sorry, how do I determine what my load is again?
Well, you're making your choices of your weapons, armor, and shields, right?
Right.
And so as you're doing that, there's the load column for each category.
Right, but what's the maximum? Like, how do I know
that's equal to your endurance. So your endurance, let's pop back up to dwarves here.
I think is 1? That can't be right.
No. It is your strength plus 22.
That. Yeah.
Strength plus 22.
So it's the upper right diamond.
Okay.
Mine's 22.
Okay. I had mine in, I know it, so it's 28, and something weird happened that it
disappeared.
It's almost all ones now.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I see that. Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
There you go. Yeah, if you want to just pop those back in, heart plus 8 is your hope.
Okay.
And looks like your parry's still there.
What's a buckler?
A buckler is a small shield about the size of a dinner plate that you just kind of strap to your forearm. It's
oh, right, that's right.
Very light and easy to use.
Literally buckle it on.
Yeah, you buckle it on. Exactly.
Okay.
And if you just want to note down the items that you're picking, we can spend time filling in all the numbers later, but just, keep an eye on the load total as you go.
All right, so I have a short sword and a leather shirt and a buckler.
Sounds good.
Right, because you had to pick a weapon, armor, and short. In this
yeah, actually it says you choose one weapon for each combat proficiency for which you have a rating. So.
Okay, so mine would be swords, right?
Yes.
That's what I chose.
Do you have any other?
I have bows.
Bows, yeah. So you can pick something.
Pick one for that. Okay.
I mean, there's bow. Essentially.
I just want to just throw rocks, basically. Just
okay, that's cool.
My main thing.
Yes. Yeah, you can throw a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess we could say you can choose up to one weapon for each skill. Right.
And we only get one armor item?
You get one armor and one. Well, no, you get an armor, a helm, and a shield.
Okay.
Yes. If you want.
Then I think your shield you can choose up to like how rich you are. So because you're really wealthy, you could take a great shield if you wanted to.
Sure. That sounds like a good idea.
Why I was limited in my armor is because I can't afford mail shirt or the coat of mail. So I get the leather armor because that's the cheap option.
Get that coat of mail and great shield. Hell yeah.
I did take a leather corselet and a helmet and a shield just because I like the idea that he thinks he's going on an adventure, so he's got all his adventuring equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my character shows up and is like, there's still tags on this stuff.
Yeah. You got to remove the little safety tag that keeps the sword locked into the scabbard. You just take that off.
Why is your shield still in the plastic? You want to put that one by me? What's that decision for? Well, I would never want to get it dirty.
When you buy electronics, they have that film you peel off. Like my sword still has that on it.
Oh god, yeah.
So would it make sense to do a long hefted axe, a helm, a leather corselet, and a great shield?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay. Okay. Making sure I'm not being
I am going with a longsword, which I assume it's what they call the two-handed sword. So, like in kind of traditional medieval stuff, right? Like your arming sword would be what all RPGs call the long sword. So I'm going with a long sword that will be two-handed.
Yes.
The leather corselet and a helm. So he is going to be full-on two-hand smacking.
Yeah.
I have 3 points in swords and a bunch of strength. So I'm going to be hitting things very hard because I want them to stay down.
Very good.
Right. Cool. All right. You get traveling gear, but you don't have to write anything down. It just says your traveling gear includes the belongings you carry on a journey. And does not need to be annotated in detail, only if a player wishes to do so, and is not given a load rating. And lastly, you have useful items. Any tool, instrument, or device carried by a player hero to perform one or more specific tasks is a useful item. Things like a hammer or a hunting knife, a coil of good rope, a lantern, or flint and steel to start a fire, and so on. These are items that may gain the player heroes an advantage in game terms, but also may allow them to do things that could not be done at all without them. For example, digging a hole in frozen ground can hardly be accomplished without a pickaxe. Players are free to choose their useful items, possibly inventing a reason why a particular object is so handy. Options include a particular craftsmanship or another exotic feature. The item can also be some form of consumable or perishable goods, like a bottle of liquor or balm. In that case, the player hero is considered to always have a supply that will last for the length of the adventuring phase. Useful items are listed on player hero's character sheet. To determine if they gain a player hero an advantage, they must be associated with a skill, possibly along with a brief description of their use. Player heroes start the game with a number of useful items based on their standard of living. So, if you are frugal, you get one useful item. Yes. Hobbits get 2 useful items, and dwarves get 3 useful items.
Ooh.
On the character sheet, if you look at the top right where it says gear, it's got a little arrow next to it. If you click that, it takes you to the useful items page. And then the plus sign at the right lets you add these items in, because then you can choose which bonus they go to.
Wow.
That's very cool. When I click it, I don't get a list of the useful items. Is that weird?
Yeah, there's a little lock icon with a plus. Click on that, and it's going to give you an option to fill it in.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yes.
But is there like a list of what possible? Oh,
we could just make up what we think.
Okay.
I posted the examples they give in the book, but yeah, it can be anything. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So here's what I was thinking. You guys let me know what you think. But I was thinking like a cloak, like a modeled green cloak that would be good for stealth, maybe hiding in the woods,
Sure.
and a really nice cooking set that I could use to help with enheartening, to like cheer people up.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. Wait, did we get enheartening for any of our skills, or did you just pick one, Marley?
I bought it. That was one of the skills that I purchased.
That's smart. That's good. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I'll have a flint and steel. It says the hobbits, we gotta be responsible for feeding everybody and making sure that there's a fire. So I think I'll get one of those. And yeah. Then the second thing, I guess it would be like, again, with the food thing. So it's just like, that's the hobbit thing. So I think like salt, right? Like some salt and like seasonings and stuff.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
A seasoning kit.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And the bonus, yeah, I'm trying to think of what. Anyway.
Yeah, so it says here. Yeah, I guess the standard bonus is what, like a +1.
+1 die, I think is what it says.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you see your spices and stuff going to help in the spices, and what was the other one?
Oh, Flint and Steel.
Flint and Steel.
Yeah. So maybe I will.
Flint and Steel would maybe be with travel. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be travel.
That'd be great.
Okay.
And then the spices, I feel like that's part of. I feel like it's kind of part of craft, like in terms of enhancing or making the meal into something special. I don't know. I don't know.
Craft. Gotta go to the.
Yeah, go to the source.
The
Otherwise,
source.
I mean, I'll take down one of my skills and I'll get in Hearten as well. But
Craft reflects a talent for making or mending things by hand. It can be used to repair the wheel of a cart or construct an improvised raft.
Okay.
Or start a fire on a windy hill. So actually, the Flint and Steel
That's
is for,
the Flint
for craft.
is for that.
Okay.
Okay. But then for seasonings, maybe I will pick. Yeah, it's probably not really that. So yeah, I'll buy up in Heartening, and I will or in Hearten, and I will reduce my. What did I do? Oh, healing. Increased my healing, so it's fine. Cool. All right.
And from my wandering warden, he will take. He probably found at some point a bundle of Athelas, because if you're going to be out on your own wandering around, infection is a big, big worry. So he's probably just got a bunch of healing herbs that'll add to my healing bonus. Because if I'm pretty strong and I want to hit things with sword, I will expect to also get hit back. So I want to be prepared to fix myself after those encounters, or whoever else I happen to wander across. Playing tourist out here in the middle of the wildlands when they shouldn't be.
All right. And Naja, you get 3 useful items. What are you thinking?
There's so many choices. So I was thinking, like, I like the idea of her carrying around like a bottle of liquor. Like, you never know.
For sure.
You need a little lift of the spirits.
Yeah.
I was thinking like a whetstone to sharpen.
Yeah.
Keep the axe sharp, but I was trying to figure out if that would be like battle.
Useful items don't necessarily have to be linked to a skill. Yeah. So it says to just work with your lower master if it's outside of a skill association. So yeah, once I'm a little more read up on the combat and stuff, maybe something, I don't know, a little bump to damage or something, We'll figure it out.
Can I just carry around a bag of gold coins? Like if I'm helping?
Yeah.
For spending.
Cash for spending, yeah.
Provisions in the village. Should we need them?
All right. Sounds good. Okay. And so then we got to talk horses and ponies.
Yeah.
So if you're at common standard of living, well, first of all, if you're at frugal standard of living, you don't get anything. You're just walking. Common standard of living, you get your pony.
Hey.
Could we combine our common to have like a nicer pony?
You could.
Is it it says a half-starved pony?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a half-starved pony. Could we just have like one fully fed pony instead of 2 half-starved ponies?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you're okay with that, Des?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Then we only have to name one pony.
Yeah, I feel like naming it like Muffin or something. I don't know.
Oh my god, that's great, yeah.
All right. And prosperous, you automatically get a decent beast. Oh,
but I could pick the beast, so it doesn't have to be a horse.
Either a horse or a pony.
Oh.
I guess I'll get a.
Let's see.
It says horses.
I want like a giant.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking about a pony, but then I think I want like a giant beastly Clydesdale because like I'm short.
Says
I
here,
think travel gear has a stool, right?
Horses can go faster, but few such animals are seen in the north, and most are used as pack animals or draft beasts.
Okay.
Yeah, like a giant horse that's used to like pulling carts.
Yeah.
And mining refuse, like a big
that.
beefy thing.
Nice.
I mean, you got to have a good pack horse to haul all the treasure that you pulled out, right?
That's right.
Right. I have to name it. Jeez.
Mhm. So how much vigor does the mount have? Like, how much is that?
Two vigor
Okay.
for everybody.
Okay.
All mounts.
Yay.
Where do we log
Muffin.
that?
It's under the experience, like it's on the far right under useful items and then experience, and there's mount.
Okay.
We're going with Muffin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
How much bigger does the horse have?
Two as well. Mm-hmm. All right. So the very last step is starting reward and virtue. Mm-hmm. So, your valor and wisdom are both at 1, which is marked on your sheet already.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a nice little box under there because you get a little thing as well for your rewards and your virtues. So, Naja, let's roll for your dwarf a d6 for your reward, please.
Oh my gosh.
A 1.
Mm.
Your armor is close fitting. You may add +2 to your protection rolls.
Nice.
And then when you're ready, a d6 for starting virtue. 3. Hardiness. Raise your endurance by 2. Oh, God. All right.
Damn. Oh my
Good one for a
god.
dwarf.
That's excellent.
Sounds right. Sounds right.
Yeah.
All right, Des.
Okay. 1 also.
Oh, you also get a close-fitting armor
Oh, okay.
and may add +2 to the result of your protection roll.
That is good. How do I protection? Got it. 2. Okay, cool. And all right, that's it.
Virtue, please.
5.
Nimbleness. Raise your parry rating by 1.
Ooh. Okay.
Mhm.
Nimbleness. Okay.
All right, Marley.
Oh.
A 5. Keen weapon. Attack rolls score a piercing blow on a 9 or better.
This is why you don't pull it out of the packaging till you need it. It stays perfect. All right, and
2. Doer-handed. Add +1 to damage on a heavy blow and +1 to feat die on a pierce.
Wow.
So when it comes time to shank someone, you don't mess around, basically.
No. Goes for it.
All right, John. See what you get. 6. You get a reinforced shield. Raise a shield's
Nice.
parry bonus by +1.
Virtue 2.
Also doer-handed. Good.
Toughies. That's what you guys have in common.
That's right.
I love that.
and the reward is attached to a single piece of gear, right?
Correct. You have to decide which weapon is keen.
Well, it's definitely the bow.
Oh, nice. All right, let's take a little 5-minute break because it's been a couple hours. And when we come back, we will figure out your company details, including your starting patron.
Oh my god.
All right.
I have thoughts.
Oh,
Excellent. I'll just say, if you choose Tom Bombadil, I will phrase everything in the form of a rhyme. So
oh my
keep that in
god.
mind.
Well, I just want to make him do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
That
I should have said that now.
That's not the threat you think it is.
So if
I'm
all
just
of us
trying to
pick Bombadil,
complicate
then
it.
you're just rhyming the whole time?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh man.
Can we just flash back to the very beginning when Dave said, I just want to keep things easy on myself and use a pre-established area?
Well, relatively easy. Yes. All right.
All right.
Back in 5. All right. You may speak.
Resume discussion.
Yes. Resume your
I-
off-mic discussion.
I proposed to my fellow hobbit that we have a dog accompanying us, and I thought of a beagle, but then Marley, your idea was
Have something with small little legs, just to match. So I suggested a corgi.
stubular. Yes.
Yes.
Most stubular, yes. So we have to figure out a name. I mean, I named the pony Muffin, so Marley, whatever name you want to call the pup, that's fine. You can think of it. No hurry.
Okay. I got
as I pointed out to Des, Farmer Maggot notoriously had dogs, so obviously this is a Maggot clan trait, right?
It should be named. We should keep the food theme, and it should be named after something in the garden.
Oh.
So, okay, I got two conflicting: onion and parsnip.
Parsnip. It's parsnip.
Okay, parsnip. All right.
David, we're introducing multiple animals. Just be aware. Okay. Just.
I'll leave them alone.
FY. Yes, thank you. Leave parsnip alone. That was adorable.
Parsnip alone.
Leave him alone. Okay. All right. So I will add that to our. Okay.
Do you have to count that as one of your items?
I'm just putting it down. I'm putting it down as deer.
It could be a useful item, actually. Yeah.
It is.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
There's like one 40-minute block where the sun hits just at eye
directly
level
into your
of
skull.
my desk. Yes. I'm still here in the room. Let me deal with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sun.
All right. Big dang sun. All right. So, yes, the company. Adventurers know the burdens are easier to bear when shared with others. That's one of the reasons why they gather in a company, a group united by a common cause, be it to fight the enemy, lead a hunt for prized prey, or scour the land seeking lost or stolen treasure. The creation of the company is a procedure that can be used to wrap up a character creation session. Players introduce their adventurers and determine the circumstances that brought them together. In general, it is good to assume that the company has been together for some time already when the game begins. The lore master assists the players, providing suggestions and advice. No, that's stupid. Think of something better.
This time, you can do it again this time, but good.
This time, but good, yes. And then to create a company, the players and lore master must follow the sequence described below. Choose a patron, choose a safe haven, determine the company's fellowship rating, and choose fellowship focuses. All right, so I guess step 0 is formally introducing your characters, and then all y'all deciding how you got together, which will of course inform your patron choice as well. So,
yeah, I thought Tom Bombadil was the choice.
Oh, is that what you all decided?
There really wasn't anything else to say about it, though. Whatever.
John said he had an idea, and then we just bullied it out. We're like, no, no.
Bombadil.
John, what do you think?
Oh, it was mostly a joke, only because one of the patron options in second edition is Gilraine. And for those who are not in the know of Lord of the Rings lore, Gilraine is Aragorn's mother. And so she is very much like if you're thinking like royalty for the Dunedain, for the Rangers, like she's basically it. I was not choosing based off of what you get of the patrons, because you'll notice that each patron has a thing that you get, and you can essentially like go to Gilraine and get bonuses to figure stuff out. Like you can go to her for advice and she'll be like, you should do this. And you're like, okay. And then you get bonuses to go off and do the thing. But I don't know that 100% makes sense for a group that's not me being the sole, the snarky part of me wants to say the sole adult in the room, but that's only because y'all are smaller than me, which is not a classification for, it's not saying you're all children. I'm just saying that Hellwraith is a little, might be a little gung-ho. He's a little young. He's in his mid-20s. So he's like, I want to go out and do all the things. We all remember what it was like when we were 20.
Yes.
Exhausting is what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, so I'm literally fine with whatever, but it would require some kind of a shift. So maybe Hellwraith met the hobbits, because especially if we want to consider from a story standpoint, I'm one of the things that I will say over and over again, and I've told every group that I've ever played with the One Ring: do not stress out about canon. It doesn't matter. Do not I had one of the reasons that my original podcast kind of wavered was because they were like, oh God, we're doing things differently than happened in the books. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be your own story. Like, you don't need to stress out, because they're like, well, Gandalf wouldn't show up. I'm like, Gandalf showed up because I want Gandalf to show up. Like, there's that. I don't need to cite like precedent in the Lord of the Rings to have Gandalf show up. He's off doing things and he's a wizard. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But it makes sense if we wanted to do like maybe Bree as kind of our sanctuary, safe haven starting area, because that's kind of a good hub. And then Bobble's around there, so like there are literally barrel whites. So I could go, like Halraith or Halith could be like, all right, I'm gonna go like knock some dead skeletons back into their holes today. That's how I'm keeping the people of Bree safe.
Right.
So it makes sense for him.
All right. So David, we're picking how we met, or are we picking our hub? Okay.
Right. Characters introduce their adventurers and determine the circumstances that brought them together. And we assume you've been together for some time already when the game begins.
Okay. So I think, if I'm sorry, I have a Hobbit bias, obviously. I think if we start with the Hobbits, like we decided to go on an adventure because we were just kind of sick of reading about it, and we're just like, that's it. We got to get out of here. Like, we got to like see if some of this stuff is true.
We should write our own book. I mean,
that's right.
Yeah, we keep reading all these adventurous books or reading about all these recipes or other things from other towns. Why don't we go do this ourselves? And then
is this Baggins think he is?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he's not the only one that can write a book.
Bilbo's doing it. Why don't we? So,
we're trying to shortchange him, get in before he releases his.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So I think that's where we started, and so I'm curious who we encountered first, and who wanted to hang out with us, like follow us along our culinary journey. When he said recipes, it's like, what are they cooking over in this town?
Step one, find the local like establishment. What's your specialty?
Yeah,
we get to try everything everywhere we go.
The Anthony Bourdain of Hobbit.
That's exactly that. So maybe we are making a cookbook, a recipe book.
I'm writing a book called A Taste of Towns.
Taste of Towns.
Okay, wait, David, what are you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say that anime that Kenny was all hot about, where with like eating the animals in the
dungeon meshi or delicious in dungeon. It's so good.
Dungeon, delicious something.
It's very good.
It is. It's very sweet, very fun. So something like that. So I think that's how we started. So I don't know if we found the dwarf at a tavern drinking some beer. I don't know.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't know the order of the ranger and the dwarf, but we definitely met in a tavern.
It's a short hop from the Shire to Bree. I feel like that's a pretty regular thing for hobbits to do. So I'm betting they found you. I mean, if we want to go just full nerd out for a little bit, you can say you met at the Prancing Pony in Bree.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that's what inspired you to keep going, is because maybe they have like, Butterbur has been posting signs like Bilbo ate here, Bilbo sat here, and you're like, I swear to God, if I see the name Baggins one more freaking time,
we just have a bias against the Bagginses.
That's right. Right. Okay. I loved your title, Tasting Towns, a culinary journey across the lands of men, dwarves, and elves. That is so good. It's so good.
It's a working title.
So wait, Naja, what's your character's name? I feel like I missed that.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that dwarves only get one name.
Like, well, you gotta earn the epithet, through your
I picked
deeds.
Oda.
Oda.
Okay. Solid lady dwarf name.
Lady dwarf.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
I'm curious, like the description. We'll get into that eventually, like how we look.
Yeah, think
our
about
hair
it.
color and skin color.
Exactly.
All right.
Length of your beard, etc.
Yeah, exactly. How bearded are you? So yeah. Yeah, so I like that we met up there. So I'm curious, like, how we encountered this ranger and like why the ranger would want to continue to spend time with us. I have a. What do you think, John?
Oh, I think we've got a very good basic idea. You're like, okay, we're writing this book. I'm so sick of seeing the Baggins name everywhere. Our family deserves it too. We're gonna go. And so you're like, you just get up the gumption and you're gonna go. And maybe the dwarf is like, this is hilarious. I want to come along. Like, this is great.
Absolutely. What is
like,
going on here? I want to be here for it.
I want in. Yeah, the prancing pony was your first destination, right? And then you're like, and then you meet Oda while you're there, and like over beers, it's like, you're doing what? Oh, I got it. I'm coming along. Yeah, it makes total sense. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And then something happens, whether it's, and one of the great things that we'll get into with the travel stuff is it's not always just combat encounters. The random encounters can be like weather related, or they can be, you see something that scares you or whatever. So it could be something as simple as, what I think would be very funny is if you imagine this very kind of dour, like I'm here to make a difference and hunt bad guys ranger, and he's just kind of doing his normal walking path, kind of traipsing around, and he hears blood-curdling shrieks, and it's like, oh God, someone is being murdered by something. I need to go. So he gets all, he pulls out his sword and he comes leaping through the bushes and he hops out, and your corgi has eaten a berry you're not like it's something very silly and mundane, but you're losing your mind because it's outside of your comfort zone. And he's like, really? Like, there are bad things over there that I could be hunting, but instead I'm like resuscitating a corgi or whatever, right? Like, because I'm still supposed to help, so now that I might as well help. And then the other thing that I had thought, just to kind of expand on things, I don't remember if it's in the second edition or not. In first edition, just on the western side of Mirkwood, there is a place called the Easterly Inn, and it is an inn run by two Hobbit brothers. They're brandy bucks, so but their whole thing is, we heard adventures of Bilbo, and we wanted to go out and have things. So they have a place that's very much like they have a dwarven chef who's cooking dwarf stuff. Whoa. And they have the elves kind of come through. So maybe you heard about that, and you're like, this is where we're gonna go. And this ranger is like, all right, like, you're not going to make it another 20 minutes without somebody who knows this place. I am doing this for your own protection. We're good. I'm going to hang out with you just long, and it's one of those, I will hang out with you just long enough to drop you off, and then I'm going to leave you alone. But you never quite actually make it all the way over. You get, distracted on the map by a bunch of other things. And so what he thought was going to be a very quick, concise A to B has turned into like an A to F, and he's just like, all right, at this point, fine, whatever.
I love that idea. I was thinking something similar along those lines, where there's a place where you can take us, and you also see how helpless and also bemused the dwarf is. I would say, but like, we're just very earnest, and like we're doing these stops to just make sure that we see everything that we can. I love that. Cool.
Yeah, that gets a nice gives a goal to work towards for the campaign. Let's get over the mountains and out to this other inn.
Yeah.
Basically. So.
Very cool.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so who does that lead you to in terms of patron?
Oh.
If any. You actually don't have to take a patron. But
what would be the pros and cons?
Patrons give
you a mechanical bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's different for each one, and some make more sense than others. Like kind of where we're starting. I could see, Tom Bombadil. I could also see Gilrain if we wanted to, but that would be a separate conversation. I know Gandalf is kind of a default, but there's also like one of the original 13 dwarves from The Hobbit, the one who eventually dies in Moria. I can't remember his name at the moment, but like he's probably hanging out at the Lonely Mountain. Right, Balin. Yeah, so he's probably not in Bree, so that makes a little less sense. But I can also totally see, like, if I'm aware as a ranger that Tom Bombadil as a person exists, I could be like, all right, I'm about to blow your little Hobbit minds. Come check out this dude.
Check out this dude.
I have somebody.
We're just amazed.
Yeah.
Or if you have a bunch of questions and he's like, I don't want to answer them, Tom will answer them. Hey, have you met Tom? Like, go talk to him. I don't want to answer those questions.
Now, I will say that these patrons all have agendas. And so Bilbo Baggins is, I know you've been trashing him here, but he is a possibility. He is a possible patron. And his agenda is recover lost lore and lost things. So putting together a recipe book would certainly fit that agenda, I think. And
maybe Bilbo,
and his favorite callings are treasure hunter and scholar. So we've got both of those in your company already. So
true. I think that might be good because I think Bilbo might be like, hey, I'm thinking of branching out and publishing other books.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to
diversify my passive income?
Start up a publishing in print. Yeah.
He is.
Now,
my nephew might write something, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's talking about it.
The other one I would throw out, based on favorite callings, if nothing else, is Círdan the Shipwright, who's an elf, who's posted up at the Grey Havens. But his favorite callings are messenger and scholar. So that's something. And his agenda is rekindle hope and preserve the lore of the ages. So again, a cookbook would fit under that agenda.
I think so. I like the idea of this elf coming to us. Yeah.
Like an elf like sending you out. Like, have you thought about maybe going and trying some recipes and writing a cookbook?
Like, I mean, that could be a lot of fun. One of the favorite things about my last group was my partner played a wood elf, and her thing was she had a really intense rivalry with Legolas because she families knew each other. She hated him from like the Young Hundreds or whatever. So in the campaign we were running, he shows up a couple of times, and they had a very antagonistic relationship. So I always like seeing kind of classic characters come back with a new twist, like this elf who, if you've ever watched The Rings of Power, whatever your opinion of the show is, Círdan shows up because he was there with the rings, like in the beginning of things. He's been around for a long time.
He's old.
He's got some knowledge. Yeah,
I do.
So it'd be really funny for him to show up and be like, I'm really thinking about just retiring and sailing across the ocean to like live forever. But before I go, I really want this cookbook to be a thing. This is the last
cookbook that I can take. I shall diminish and go into the West and cook these recipes.
It could also be something silly like he's promised you like his family recipe for lembas bread, but not until you bring back like enough other stuff.
Recipe exchange.
And so you're like, that's the big goal is if we get Elvin lembas bread's recipe, like that is going to be the pinnacle of the book.
We can retire and open our own little our own little restaurant, and it would be called like a taste of the land or a taste of home. Everyone could come there and get their recipes from their homeland. We specialize in all of them.
Oh yeah,
that's so cool. I like this. This is so
I gotta say, like, it just Bilbo makes so much sense that's the patron of like the first adventuring hobbit.
If that's the case and we have this rivalry with Bilbo, I want to say that Finn has been hiding it, but he's been going to see Bilbo since he was a kid and getting his stories because he's so excited to be an adventurer, but he can't let his family know about it because the family doesn't like Bilbo.
I do, and I like Bilbo being the patron just because he wants to encourage other hobbits to have adventures, like right. So he's like, yeah, sure, but I think it's kind of this like begrudging respect. But the fact that Finn is like more like, yeah, Bilbo, like cool, like I think that's really great. In the meantime, I'm just shit talking him the whole time, which I'm up for doing. So I like Bilbo. I'm gonna vote for Bilbo being the patron. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
He's got some sweet buffs, You get you get a thing called fellowship points, and so he's among the higher bonuses for fellowship points, and you can raise fellowship by +1 when choosing the meet patron undertaking to visit him. So basically you circle back and you go visit him, and he's like, oh, excellent, yes, good, keep it up, and you're like, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the hobbits are like, he supposedly has like roomfuls of treasure. Doesn't look like this is not what like a rich hobbit would live in. What is going on here?
Yeah, Oda goes off to go sniff around. Yeah.
Looking under the rugs, like, are there just piles of gold coins under here? What's going on?
I heard he's got buried. Got any of that good shit. All right, so you have chosen a patron. Choose a safe haven. So they recommend Bree as the kind of default. Which, it's a safe haven of the company is a location that works as the starting base of operations for the group and as its refuge to repair to for the fellowship phase. Usually it's the place player heroes gathered for the first time. So there you go.
Okay.
All right.
Let's pick Mordor.
It also says telling the story of how a player hero reached the location where the company first meets is a good way of introducing a character. Such a tale tells the other players where heroes come from, why they left, and possibly something about their abilities and aspirations.
Ooh.
Indeed.
All right, so we have to do that now.
I mean, I feel like we've established it to a certain degree. I am curious. Let's see here. Let's check something. So what I want to know about Oda is like whether she was traveling back towards the Misty Mountains, or like why was she at Bree, basically.
I feel like she's like a rebel dwarf, like not in like a hardcore way, but she's just like, I don't want to hang out and dig holes, and this mountain is cool, but also like, what if there's other treasure? Like, what do you find? And maybe there's like a big fight. I think because she's wealthy, right? She's probably maybe related to some like dwarf nobility, and so she just kind of like imagine like a Merida from Brave situation where she just like jumps on her giant horse. It's like, I'm out.
I love that.
I'm gonna have my own adventure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or just like not even an adventure. I don't even think she's seeking adventure. She just wants to like not work and toil all day.
Yeah.
So she's like, let me just see what else is out here. What are my other options?
I like
all right,
that.
Cool. And yeah, how about our ranger? Were you just passing through? How did you you were talking about maybe saving the hobbits' lives? Do we want to go with that, or is it do we want to do
the
something
corgi?
else?
It was Parsnip. It was Parsnip who's having a problem.
Okay, so we're going. That's canon.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. I mean, I'm fine if it is. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I like that.
Everyone's happy with that. All right. So the story is we have these two hobbits, and I'll review the Shire booklet from the starter set. It's got more details on the Shire, but you're from the West Country, you're part of the Maggot clan, and you've secretly looked up to this Bilbo Baggins fellow and his adventures, and you've inspired each other to go on adventures, and so you finally get up the gumption, you head out to like do this cookbook. Somehow you're connected with the ship. Oh no, you're connected with Bilbo Baggins. Okay, that's even better. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, that's easier. So Bilbo is basically like, he gives you that final push out the door. You head out with your animals, and you almost make it to Bree, and then Parsnip gets into like, I don't know, a wild grape bush or something, and you're like, we're gonna initiate some grapes,
No.
And so you have that exact reaction. And Heleth is nearby and is like, oh my god, this sounds terrible. Like, what the hell's going on? Finds out it's just a dog, and you like, get her to like vomit the grapes back up or something.
Not just
using your healing arts, and proceed on to Bree, where you connect with this wandering dwarf treasure hunter who's recently bagged a score, right? Because you have that little cache of gold. So you're fresh off a successful delve somewhere, and found a troll hole or something, and And so you get to drinking with this trio, and you're just like, I'm in. This is amazing. Let's do this. Is that a good summary?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Well, let's see here. So we did patron, safe haven. Ah, yes, your fellowship rating. Okay.
All right.
Rate my fellowship.
Yeah, I'm like worried now. Like, well, I think ours is pretty cool, but
Yeah.
all right.
I'm gonna give it a strong 7.
Aw,
out
out
of
of
10.
what? Okay, good.
All right. So let's see here. A fellowship point. So I think you each contribute 1. Fellowship rating,
Okay.
page 54. Okay. Fellowship rating, there it is. Okay. All right. So it's a numerical value. And let's see here. Oh, it doesn't actually tell me how to figure it, but I think it's 1 plus, right? So it's like you start with 1 and then it's plus the number of people in the company. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Equal to the number of player heroes.
I had to turn the page slightly in my PDF.
Okay,
good. Yeah. Okay. And then we add your patron bonus. So that is a +2. Okay, so it's just the number of heroes in the group. Okay. So 4 of you +2 is a 6. And we didn't get any virtues or cultural blessings added to that. So, once calculated, the company's fellowship score is recorded by all players on their character sheets in the designated space.
which
For every
is...
point of fellowship spent, all player heroes
It'll
must
write.
adjust the amount on the character sheet. Okay.
It's going to be
Under
on the far
experience.
right under experience. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Perfecto.
And yes, you can. It's an in-game currency. You can spend fellowship points to recover points of hope, and also spent to trigger special events tied to the company's patron.
We said 6, right?
Yeah.
6 total, yes. And a company's fellowship rating represents the loyalty the adventurers feel towards each other. But some of them might share an additional level of companionship with another member of the company. We've already figured that out. So each player can choose one member of the company as their player hero's fellowship focus. You can also opt to choose one later at any point during the game. You are free to indicate any other player hero as your choice, even one that has already been chosen by someone else. The bond doesn't have to be mutual. A hero who has been chosen by another as a fellowship focus is free to choose any other character as their own. In game terms, player heroes provide a greater advantage when they help their fellowship focus. Player heroes providing support to their focus make them gain 2D instead of 1D. But the benefit of caring for someone comes at a price. Player heroes gain 1 shadow point whenever their fellowship focus is wounded, suffers a bout of madness, or is otherwise seriously harmed. There you go.
Maybe we should wait on that, or...
I don't know. I mean, there's 2 cousins. You sound pretty tight.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. The 2 hobbits are obsessed with each other. Yes, it's true. That's per usual.
Doing the mirrored hands routine.
Just picturing Parsnip jumping around and barking at us. Just like...
Does she go by Melly or is it Mello?
It could be that. I mean, you can do a nickname. That's fine. Like Melly is fine. Okay. So where do we list that? I'm just looking here.
Your fellowship
under
focus?
Weakness.
Why am
Calling
I...
weakness.
Oh, is
fellowship
it? Oh,
focus.
fellow focus. Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right, so Finn is mine. All right. What about the other folks?
Yeah. Any
about
thoughts?
them?
I'll wait and see what really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, he's traveling with him, but I don't think he's particularly attached to any one. At most, maybe the dog, because maybe the dog needs him the most.
Parsnip is your fellowship focus. Lovely.
Can you
Makes
have a
sense.
useful item as a fellowship?
Yes. We'll find out. Okay.
We'll find out after the break.
Des, did you take Parsnip as your useful item?
I have Parsnip as gear.
Yeah.
If you take him as a useful item, he could give you boni.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you want to take them, taking this.
I just didn't know. Whoever took him would be like, it's their dog.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. So if Fen wants to take Parsnip, that's all good. That's fine.
That's leave it up to you. I don't care either way.
Okay. Why don't you take Parsnip responsibility for?
Oh goodness. Okay, I'm dropping the cooking set then.
Oh no! Wait. Okay, wait. All right. So
bump the spices. Get the spices out of there.
Oh, all right. Yeah, but Parsnip is still, I think, part of enheartening because
yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's sweet to have
and other uses as well. I'm sure you can get creative with useful items.
Okay, yeah. So Parsnip is one of my useful items. No longer gear has been promoted to useful item. Okay.
Excellent.
But I'm gonna put seasonings in my gear.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
Well,
I can take the seasonings.
I believe. I'll take those. I'll take
those seasonings.
Wait a minute. All right.
I believe that is it, unless I'm forgetting anything, but I don't think I am. So,
all right.
Yes, we have our company. We have a framework for the campaign, which is great, and yeah. So mostly, I'll just have to identify where all the interesting culinary destinations are, I guess.
Right. Cool.
That you can set your sights on. But...
Yes. I'm sure. I mean, that's the overarching plot, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other weird things that happen.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I mean, we are in the Lost Kingdom of Arnor, so there's all kinds of lost ruins where there might be a manuscript of like the 5 best ways to prepare mushrooms or something, and you're like, that's what we're doing. That's how that's our gig. That's our niche. He found a bunch of gold in the mountain with dwarves. We're not after that. No. I want the 6 pages of the lost manuscript of mushroom cooking.
Very
Mastering the art of Arnie's cooking. Oh my god.
Yes, there we go. Nice. All right.
Yeah. Well. So looking at the map on Roll20, just for next week's reference, you're in Bree. If you want to head towards civilized areas to seek out recipes, you have Fornos to the north, and you have Tharbad to the south. Look like your most likely destinations. And of course, to get to Tharbad, you have to cross the Barrow Downs. So,
all right.
Skeletons.
Skeletons. Whites.
Nice.
Yeah, I get to go Dragonborn on this.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, think it over. I can review entries for both locations and be ready either way.
All right. Can you post the map? Did you post the map in the Discord yet or no?
Yeah, it's in resources.
Okay, so I'll look at that better.
Yeah.
And,
let me I'll pin that. Or no, not resources. Oh, I thought I did. Maybe details? Where did I put it? Well, if I didn't, I will certainly endeavor to do so.
Okay.
Anyway. All right. That is that. So we'll wrap up this session and gather again next week.
Indeed, to be continued.
To be continued.
I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our patrons, both past and present. And thanks as always to those of you backing us at priest level and above. This includes Jonathan Morgantini, Marley Griffin, James Gilbreth, Matt Reed, Hunt Cal, Jathar 132, Just Barbarian Things, Mika Turtianen, N.J. Colton, Ptolemy, and Vixen Lover 42.